Hi, everyone. Let's talk about Ring of Honor Supercard of Honor. This was a very good show, man. Ring of Honor, man. Oh, man. We had Blake Christian defeated Jay Legal. Christian jumps his knee on a flip, and Legal gains control, but Lee Johnson catches a distraction in the corner, and Christian capitalizes for a superplex and rolls through for the Mega Lock submission, and Jay Legal taps out. Then we had the Dark Order defeating Front House. I thought Front House was going to win this match, but it didn't happen. The sides were Eva Uno and Alex Reynolds and John Silver fences Princeton Fence and Grimford Grinson and Code Carter with Jackson Jimson on the outside, and John Silver runs wild on the hot tag, and Dark Order hits the teamwork win Miles Slam, but Jimson pulls the ref out on the pin, and Jimson was distraction with Fence using that distraction to hit Uno with the wooden pelt that when one made a surprise appearance, Dark Order regrouped with support from Brody Jr. to run a duplex train on Fence, and Uno cleans Fence clock with a discuss lariat to win. Then we had MXM TV, Tyler Valkyrie and Johnny TV insult the smelling crowd to introduce the return of M&M collection from Japan, and Mansoor and Mason Madden catwalked the King Road, and they are now the most legendary of legends, and M&X are introduced a new perfume called Seeds. Then we had DeMonte defeating Lacey Evans, and DeMonte ascends and she snatches Lady Frost out of the corner for a twisted neck breaker to win. Then we have the Von Erichs defeating the Proter Athletes, and Mark Sterling distracts with the refs so Ari Daivari could land a flying carpet side splash with a carpet, in the Von Erichs railed for a pop-up spinebuster on Tony Nese, and Ron Von Erich grabs the claw on Mark Sterling's head, and Marshall Von Erich connects on a moonsault to pin Tony Nese. Then we had the main show, man. Incha Cero defeated Michael Holku. I can't pronounce his name, but it was a great match. The essence of the ring work as a sense styles to pick apart the high flyers, and Michael risks with a side dive such as a jackknife splash, and Incha Cero counters a springboard moonsault to catch Michael's arm to crack a shoulder lock, and Michael stacks tall to escape in a corner for a half crab submission, and the luchador grabs the ropes for the break, and Rocky Romero tries to call a timeout, but Amma Breer was having none of that, and all that commenced on the outside, allowing Incha Cero to slingshot into the ring for a crazy angle lock. It spies the escape, and Incha Cero mentions momentum to finish strong with a leg scissors DDT, and that's what happened right there, guys. Then we had a 50K four-way. AR Fox defeated Alexis Jr. and Lee Johnson and Adam Priest, and the cash prize to the winner. The crowd was hot for AR Fox, and their sport pays off in victory, and AR Fox hits a slingshot flipping pile driver on Priest to win. Adam Priest to win. You know, if I'm saying Priest, I'm talking about Adam Priest, guys. And that's how he won. Then we had Lee Morinati defeating Blue Panther to retain the Ring of Honor Pure Championship. Great match. Great freaking match, man. Pure Rules effect, and Panther surprised Lee Morinati early with an armbar, and the champ uses his first rope break, and Lee Morinati offends the score with a submission to make Panther grab the ropes 5 minutes into the contest, and Lee Morinati ascends a headlock to lock the ref from seeing a close fist punch, which is illegal in a Pure Rules, and Panther rallies for a flying crossbody and a sentence to a figure four, and Lee Morinati uses his second rope break, and a few minutes later, Lee Morinati strips Panther into a twist lock for his second rope break at 8:20 into the match, and Lee Morinati picks up steam for a pair of suicide dives inside the ring, and Lee Morinati ascends an octopus strength to present to the Border City Crunch stretch and Panther uses its third and final rope break at 10:25, and Leonardi gains confidence to get cocky with striking. Panther fired up for lariats and a cannonball outside, and Blue Panther went up top, but Lee Marnotti was quicker for a superplex, and Blue Panther kicks out on the cover. Then Lee Marnotti snatches an ankle lock, and Panther just dramatically crawls under the ropes with no more breaks, and Lee Marnotti senses into the border city stretch through the ropes, and the luchadors tap out in great sense match of technical wrestling, guys. Man, I'm telling you guys, that was good stuff, man. Really good stuff. Oh, man. Then we had the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships. Dustin Rhodes and Sammy Guevara defeating, the Infantry. I think the Infantry should have won the tag team titles, man. Really. I thought they were going to beat the Son of Texas. But let's talk about the Infantry. The Infantry makes the fight ugly on the outside and takes control in there. Since Sammy to get set up the hot tag for Dustin, who hits a crossroads on Dean, and Trish Adora distracts the ref, and Shane Taylor's hits Dustin with the belt, and Dustin was bleeding, and Dean made a slow cover, and Sammy barely made the save, and Dustin rallies for a destroyer on Dean, and Sammy went wild for a springboard moonsault onto Tyler's outside, and a springboard cutter onto Bravo inside, and a super kick to Dean, and sends him into the final reckoning from Dustin, and Sammy closes with a suicide to win, and that's how they won, guys. Man. Then afterwards, STM stomps the champs, and Anthony Ogogo makes his return, but the Fun Erics made the save with the chair, and Dustin and enough of STP challenged them to an 8-man, which we talked about that. Then we had Nick Wayne defeating Titan. They went back and forth. Really good stuff. Back and forth. And then, Nick Wayne retained his Ring of Honor World Television Championship. Then we had Mia Shirakawa defeating Hayu Machashata and Yuka Sakazaki and Stephanie to win the Ring of Honor Women's World Championship, guys. That was good. The Women's World Television Championship. The first ever Ring of Honor World Television Champion is Mia Shirakawa, guys. Then we had Athena defeating Thunder Rosa for the Ring of Honor Women's World Championship. Yes, Athena is still the Ring of Honor Women's Champion, and she has the contract of the AEW thing, which we talked about earlier with the Casino Gauntlet. And I can't wait for the story in AEW with her and Tony Storms. Can't wait for that, guys. Then we had Bandito defeating Testa. Great match. I wanted Testa to win, but Bandito won. It was still a great match. It was a banger, and Bandito won, guys, and it was a great match, man. I'm telling you guys, a great freaking match, and Bandito won, and that's what happened, guys. And that's all I have to say, and I give this show an 8 out of 10, guys, an 8 out of 10. It was a very good show, Supercard of Honor. So don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit those notification bells as always, guys. This is Christopher Killer 303, and we're out.